There was a new emergency number put out in addition to 911. 988 is a suicide hotline. And apparently, which is something that I assumed was part of the deal, because that's just how our systems are set up. People that have been calling 988 for mental health problems have been had the police called on them. And the police are horrible at dealing with people with mental health issues. That's the whole reason they set up this number, is to avoid people calling 911. But of course, there's no other public safety infrastructure in place to help people who are having mental health issues. So when something happens and somebody's deemed to be a threat to themselves or to somebody else, the police are called. And of course, how do the police deal with everything? In the worst way possible. I mean, you want to talk about a group of people, like an organization that is well known for murdering unarmed men, women, and children on a regular basis. It is the police. You want to talk about a criminal organization, a terrorist organization, called the cops, probably not the people you want to be sent when you have a mental health issue. And for somebody that may be having a mental health issue, whether it's a manic state, a mental break, there's a lot of mental health reasons people may need help. The last thing you want to see, the last thing that's going to give you any amount of comfort, are police officers showing up at your door. You're already having a mental breakdown, and now you're going to have people who are well known for ending life. Innocent people's lives on a regular basis. They are known for harassing, torturing, maiming, murdering innocent citizens on a regular basis. And those are the people that are going to show up at your door. Now, there's some places, I think Denver maybe, there's some places that have experimented with limiting police activity and doing more, sending out people who are trained to deal with mental health issues, and those have been successful programs. So I'm sure there are places in this country where if you do call 988 and you are in a serious place, they won't just call the police, that they will send out people who are qualified to help you in your mental situation, non-violent help, actual help. But the majority of the tax budgets go to inflating the potential for police showing up, over militarized police, people that are okay with joining an organization that is well known for murdering people. If you are a person that does not value human life, that is the job you go get. You want to carry around a gun and just have free reign to treat people like livestock, that is the job you get. So not the people you want showing up. This service launched in July. Crisis Lifeline was celebrated by many mental health providers and advocates, but it triggered concerns, too, from people who say using the service could lead to increased law enforcement involvement or forced hospitalizations, which is something California is trying to get past, which is kind of crazy. There's no perfect place. Even though California, very blue state, there are still aspects of California that dehumanize people. Why are some people saying not to call 988? If 988 thinks a caller is at immediate risk of harming themselves or others, they may send police to take them to a hospital, which, sometimes people don't make it to the hospital. Sometimes they end up in the hospital for physical harm that the police did. There was a video going around like a month ago of police officers just brutalizing an older woman who was having a mental breakdown, just beating her to a pulp before taking her to go get medical help. even without the caller's consent, they can call and get the police involved. That can be dangerous. 1 in 5 fatal police shootings in 2019 involved a person with mental illness. 1 in 5, 20%. Were mental illness, and involuntary treatment can be traumatic. Yeah. What does 988 say about how it handles crisis situation? Counselors are trained to actively listen, discuss the caller's concerns, and help find solutions. Most calls about suicide are de-escalated without law enforcement. In previous years, emergency services were dispatched in just 2% of the hotline's interactions, so that's good. So should I use 988 or not? We know it's not satisfying, but the honest answer is it depends. The 988 hotline is the nation's most comprehensive mental health crisis service and can provide crucial help to those in emotional distress. Police response and involuntary treatment are rare, but potential risks. If I don't want to call 988, do I have other options? Although the U.S. doesn't have a national mental health hotline that pledges not to call police without callers' consent, there are smaller alternatives that aim to decrease law enforcement involvement. And those resources are Blackline, which is a hotline for the Black LGBTQ plus, Brown, Native, and Muslim communities. You have Kiva Centers, which is daily online peer support groups. You have MH First Oakland and MH First Sacramento. You have Peer Support Space, which is a virtual peer support groups. There is the option of Project Let's, LETS. Text support for urgent issues that involve involuntary hospitalization. There is also Samaritans of New York, a hotline based in New York City. There is the service Trans Lifeline, a hotline for trans and questioning individuals. And there is also the service Wildflower Alliance, which is a peer support line focused on suicide prevention. So there are other alternatives to dialing 988. I would imagine if you are somebody who has the potential for a mental break, whether it be maybe you're bipolar, or maybe, I mean, you can't predict. Sometimes trauma happens in life, and trauma can change a person's brain, can change a person's mindset. And trauma can happen at any point to any human. That's why owning a gun maybe not the best thing, because a person's mental state can change on a dime. Maybe look ahead into what's available in your area that is an alternative to 988. Maybe look into seeing if 988 in your area is one that calls on the police for situations. But it sucks that there's no easy 988 being a number is a number that you should be able to call without fear of danger in any way. And when the police are involved, there is a massive, massive potential for danger. Because that's just the police. They are dangerous. They are dangerous to innocent people. They are dangerous to people who are mentally ill. They are a dangerous organization that does not value life. They do more to protect property. They do more to protect the wealthy. The rest of the population is just livestock, expendable livestock in their view. So anyway, something that I was kind of expecting when I heard about the 988 launch, a question that I had, well, are the police going to be called? And it seems like in some instances, not always, sometimes they do. So I don't know. I mean, it's better than calling 911, I guess. But maybe search out and seek out alternatives depending on where you live.
New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.